Our heads are spinning right now with the bailout mania. First, we were told that Bear Stearns was too big to fail. Then we were told that Freddie, Fannie were too big to fail. Then we were told that AIG was too big to fail. What's next? Starbucks, too big to fail.
All right, Republican Congresswoman Michele Bachmann just bashing big bailouts, saying the taxpayers shouldn't be used to jolt these banks. She's joining me right now. Congresswoman, those are strong words. You're going against your president.
Well, they're strong words, Neil, because take a look at what's happened to the poor, beleaguered American taxpayer. Against their will, unwittingly, without input from members of Congress, they've been put on the hook for almost $1 trillion worth of bailouts, and it doesn't seem like there's any end in sight. This is pretty serious business, and essentially it's been our Treasury Secretary and the Federal Reserve Chair who've been acting in concert, and we're kind of worried in Congress when a Friday night rolls around, because then it seems like that's when all of these actions take place, is over a weekend. We come back into Washington after being in our district and find out, guess what? Now the American taxpayer owes a couple $100 billion more. And the real concern here, Neil, is the fact that a lot of these are private companies that are getting bailed out. So the forgotten man, Neil,
well, you know the argument
is the poor, beleaguered taxpayer.
Well, you know the argument. I share this thing that they happen on weekends because I go live on weekends, and it's one less bocce ball tournament, so I feel for you. But I got to ask you that they argue that there'd be even more hell to pay, Congresswoman, if we didn't do this, that someone must be showing someone something that looks like a bad alien script, that if you don't do this, man, oh man, take a look at this. This is what's going to happen. And they all change their minds. So I don't know what they're privy to or what they see, but it puts the fear of God into them, and they sign on to it.
Well, there's nothing better than transparency, Neil, and I think that's why you need to have some scrutiny from members of Congress. I sit on Financial Services Committee, and I think it's absolutely imperative that we have more words and more evidence from the Federal Reserve Chair and from Hank Paulson. One thing that my colleague Scott Garrett has called for is to set up a select committee just for the purpose of examining what's happened so far on these bailouts and what prospectively we may be looking at. We need to do this. This is unprecedented. It has never happened before, where private investment banks have access to the discount window.
I'm not jaded, but me thinks that the Republicans, and when this starts with Senator McCain and Sarah Palin, when they're railing against this sort of thing, is it really just to further divorce themselves from the president, to try to prove, look, we are definitely not a third term of Bush, and that's what's going on here?
I mean, I can't tell you what is in their mind. I can only tell you that they are firmly taking a stand against this, and they are railing against it. I was just here a few moments ago up in my district in Blaine, Minnesota, with Senator McCain and with Governor Palin. They were just here and had a rally. We had a great time, 13,000 people.
Okay, Congresswoman, always a pleasure. Thank you for stopping by.